did not expect to have to make this kind of video because after watching the dev stream, apparently there is a sufficient number of people who think the Railjack is too large. What? Here we are in free space with the Shield of Aya and the Octavia Prime. So what we're going to do is we're just going to basically lightly jog from the bridge to the gunners to the middle section here, down this ramp like so, going down to the side, into the back, into the forge. And that took a few minutes? No, it only took a few seconds. So as you can see here, the ship is actually not that large, and that's only when we are just lightly jogging. If we were to sprint, if we were to parkour, if we were to do all sorts of things that the game actually allows us to do in order to massively increase our speed, like so, we can actually get from one end of the ship to the other end of the ship a lot faster. This criticism to do with the Railjack I find to be hilariously invalid and just basically wrong in every shape and form, and that is before we then get into the teleportation system that exists within the ship. Because if you actually have level 3 tactical intrinsics, which I will remind you only requires a whopping 7 intrinsics points, which is really easy to get, especially if you get taxied to Gaiam Point, you get to have access to the teleportation system via the tactical menus. So the tactical menu has a tactical map, and the tactical map has these 7 key points here. For example, we have this point at the back. Actually, let's go for that one right now. That is of course the forge. So in one click we have gone from the front of the ship to the back of the ship in an extremely optional manner. We can also choose to go to this point here, which is of course the good old-fashioned slingshot. So for a reminder for people who don't know what the slingshot is, the slingshot allows you to fire yourself out of the ship in a very, very fast velocity manner, and you could potentially use that to get into cruise ships a lot faster if you so desire. So when we omni back to the Railjack via the Omni tool, because of that allows us to actually go back to the ship, we can also choose to go to one of these 2 areas here, which is actually mainly to get to the middle of the ship, but also you will find that this particular area allows us to exit the Railjack like so. Also keep in mind that when it comes to borders and all that good stuff, they generally end up in this area of the ship at the start, and then sometimes they might end up here, but they generally end up somewhere within this middle section right here. We can actually go up this ramp like so to reach the 2nd level. We can go up this the second ramp here to go up to the 3rd level, and I will agree with people who believe that this 2nd ramp here is a bit scuffed. That is actually quite true in the sense that it doesn't really look like a ramp to begin with. Otherwise, you could always just bullet jump here as well with this area here if you so desire. Perhaps that area is a little bit cumbersome, sure, to try and bullet jump up here, but I feel like with a bit of practice you'll be able to bullet jump up here really bloody easily. And then of course we have some other key areas, for example this area here at the front, which of course is going to be where the port turrets as well as the starboard side turrets are, so you can potentially just teleport here if you want to use one of the side guns. And then of course we have this area right here at the front, which is of course where the pilot seat is, and of course where the forward artillery gun, or rather the forward artillery gunner, lives. Some people have pointed out that the navigation console being up is a little bit scuffed. Maybe it should jump down during a mission and then go back up again when the mission is complete. I do agree with that to some extent, although I will point out that when I jump out of the pilot seat to go to the forward artillery gun, what I tend to do is I jump up, do a backflip, and here I am once again at the forward artillery gun. So it is annoying, but there is still a very easy way to get past that if you really feel the need to actually save just that little smidget of time. Otherwise, of course, you are more than welcome to just walk around it if you so desire. But that's essentially it, really just demonstrating how to walk through your ship and run around your ship and really just get to key areas in a pinch if you really need to. It's not absolutely necessary, and I do come across a lot of people who say like the teleportation system existing is proof that the ship is apparently too large. I find that to be absurd, absolutely absurd logic use and absurd arguments, because like it's completely optional and it's unlockable. So for the start you don't even get to use it. So you know, just run around your ship. It's not that big, really. Come on, let's be real here. when it comes to the space that is not really being utilized a lot, for example, potentially this middle area, which really does serve as space for enemy boarders to run around in if you happen to get boarded, sure, let engineers be able to put up turrets and all that good stuff. That would be really, really good. Basically, I feel like this space could be utilized for engineers to be able to do more things like that. And especially this upper area here as well, that could be used for, like I said, in my intrinsics rework. Engineers should be able to create turrets and or cannons that can then shoot at cruise ships and fighters as well, or potentially create auto turrets that can then shoot at enemy boarders as some sort of security system. That could be really cool. Something around here would be really dope as well, because we have this here that's really just used to exit the railjack. I never used this particular port myself, so I think this area here could be utilized a little bit better, because outside of that we right now only have the reliquary drive, which doesn't really serve much of a purpose right now. So obviously this is what I would consider to be valid criticism at this point of the space of the railjack, in the sense that we do have some space that isn't really being used right now. So let's use the space instead of reducing the space. I think that would be the correct approach. Either way, let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. What do you think about the space when it comes to the railjack? Do you think it's too much? Do you think it's too little? Let me know in the comments. Otherwise, hope you guys enjoy this. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more railjack action, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.